Hey, Jeremy, do me a favor, brother, and mute your mic for a second. I think that sound might be back, sadly. I was just trying to see if it was anybody else. How you sounding, Seth? You sounding good?
I don't
Oh,
hear
we can't
him.
hear you. Can't hear anything. The sound is sadly to go away, Jeremy. I have no idea what that is. It comes and goes so randomly, but we'll just deal with it.
Just
Unless you
check
think you
this
have
out.
any idea of what it could be at this point.
I really don't. I'm using the built-in computer microphone and web phone or webcam, but remember before I switched it to the other one I can plug in, it didn't make any difference.
Mm. All right. Well, do us a solid and just keep yourself a little. Yeah, exactly, brother. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Did anyone have any particular questions before we started or anything like that?
No.
What amount of experience are we supposed to be at? Because I actually have not been recording that.
It's just been three a session so far.
So is that 10 or 12?
10.
Uh,
10.
three a session. We've only done the three sessions so far. Did I give you experience for the prelude session?
Maybe. Yeah, that explains why I wrote 10. I guess I did record it.
Because it'd only be unless someone got maybe I got gave out four at one point. That would make sense actually.
Game
You
two
gave
was
4 at one
4.
point.
There we go. All right, right on.
Yeah, so
So
10.
I'm sorry.
So the total is
Good
10,
notes.
right? So
Mhm.
far.
All right. Well, if no one's got any particulars, we'll get going here. Dan, did you have any questions about how we were kind of justifying Damien's disappearance?
No, no, I think we covered it pretty good last night. Like I said, I had to watch the video a couple times because the oxycodone messes with here. So, like, there'd be times where it would be going, I'm like, wait, where are we? And I'd have to redo it.
Like where it's going on? All
Yeah,
right, right on.
I think I'm all caught up.
Fair enough. So the cadre is in Providence proper at this point, and it's been a few days till court. Uh, the reconnaissance between Grace's ghoul and her own resources and Natalia's information network were able to confirm everything that Warwick had sent them. So they have the locations of all the havens and the hit list for the Primogen and the Prince, as it were. They even have a few of the alternate havens just in the off chance they try to escape or get word somehow. So these last few days has been, I guess, rather quiet for a few of you as far as activity. Lucen didn't have any direct orders, just when the night came for court that everyone would gather and everyone would have their assignments for that court night. Uh, you guys are meeting in a Days Inn off one of the major highways off of Providence, so you're only about maybe half an hour out of town. And it's not as nice as the Boston Hyatt Harbor was, but it is rather out of the way, and no one seems to be paying anyone any mind here. So we'll begin the evening with everyone kind of waking up. We'll assume everyone's at full blood, so you just lose the one for waking up right now. And given that someone has the early rise to do with his time before rising, otherwise we'll just kind of expedite the lucid meeting. Or if there's something someone wants to do particularly, like if there's something they just need to do, we can do that. But otherwise,
I was working on contacts at the
no.
dock, but can you hear me?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I was just
Okay.
working on
So
contacts
you're
with the dock, but if Lucent has a meeting coming up, I'd wait for that.
no at least the last few days. That's what Damien's been doing. So he can have easily been finishing some of those up that evening. But you're right. He'd probably make sure his schedule was clear for her and making that meeting. So you're
Just
heading a particular beeline there. Does Rufus want to do anything with his extra time compared to everybody else?
I think he's just gonna, try and get out and get a quick feed in to make sure he's, topped off going into the night.
Okay. Why don't you just give me a quick charm plus subterfuge or empathy, depending which is better.
Let me just find that dice stream thing.
Oh yeah, I better start that nonsense too.
I think I gotta add it again.
Oh, fair enough.
Let's see, recent.
Everyone else is pretty much good. They're gonna just pretty much head to the meeting. Cool. Okay.
Yep, off to the meeting.
Off to the meeting. Do.
Yeah, I should probably do that nightmare roll as well.
Oh
so.
yeah, thank you for reminding me. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah, let me see if I can screw myself here. So there's the nightmare. Wow.
Oh.
That one. So it looks like, what do you end up with, just a 7 if all the ones cancel? The 1 goes to the 10, then to the 9, then to the 8, right? So you end up with just a 7.
Just a 7. I think that has actually no successes.
Correct. So that means he had bad nightmares and was down. It's going to be down a dice pool for the...
Yeah, so I'll be down the die for tonight. Awesome.
Awesome. What a great night for that. Go ahead and give me your quick hunting roll, please.
See, I'm just, from memory, I think that's what it is. So
Your charisma plus empathy, or subterfuge, or whatever. That's the best. It's enough for 1 success, or actually probably even 3, really. So you get the 2 back. You're good. You're good.
Cool.
So everyone in their own time, either prepping themselves for the night or what may become, or what might be coming. They all make your way over to the Days Inn, and it's a very humble conference room compared to before, where you had a nice picture scenic view of Boston Harbor. Now it's your typical 50 by 50 room with a conference room table in it, with your water cooler that's not been really refilled in a long time. And the security for Lucen has got the place locked down pretty tight. Vince and the ghouls are kind of swarming most of the lower floor, and the desk clerk has been appropriately dominated, given just how out of the norm, at least this behavior is for people who go into the Days Inn. So you guys have pretty much free run of the place. Most of the staff has been sent home, and the rooms, the meager, probably 50 rooms, Lucen just all rented them out, and so you guys just have the hotel. So it's rather quiet as well. There's no cars, no traffic. You're just out in the middle of some highway. Maybe there's a shopping center far off in the distance for that glow of civilization as you all pull up to the Days Inn. You all make your way in. Again, you see Vincent in this very humble conference room, and Lucent is in there with Apollo and Raj, Amy and Rook. They're all waiting for the rest of the group to show up in turn. And as everyone piles in and eventually takes their seats, Lucen begins. So from the reconnaissance that we have, tonight will be very simple with court. Melissa and Arthur will be heading to court itself to make as many forgettable introductions as possible. You're just wanting to go there to make sure we get a beat on everyone, and if need be, to summon any fleeing individuals. So I believe that will fall to you, Melissa. Just make some introductions to most of the Primogen and the Prince. Anyone of important note, that will be your most important task for the evening. I will be sending Apollo with you to make sure you're all right. Otherwise, I assume Arthur will be watching out for you as well.
Arthur is always going to go under Mask of a Thousand Faces as well, so as not show his true face.
Once you're both there, again, just as I said, make some introductions, get a sense of what's going on. as Damien and Rufus will be joining me and Raj as the Bruja of the city are holding a rant this evening. They are the most fearsome of most of the kindred of the city. They're certainly the largest fighting force. It will be a slight risk to take them all on at once, but we need to make sure no one escapes. So Rufus and Damien, again, will be accompanying me to Rusty Bucket. It is some union bar along the docks, and we will be taking care of those individuals. Per your request, Rufus, Daniel, one of the individuals in that video who's caused the breach, should be in attendance there this evening. That is your responsibility and your sole responsibility. I at least expect you not to turn your back on the rest of us, but I understand a certain degree of decorum. Once we've executed that, we'll head back. We'll send our messages to Arthur and Melissa to regroup. For months from there, we will get a debriefing of how the court went and make our plans as far as to begin the clearing. It's a fairly straightforward, simple plan. Does anyone have any questions or concerns?
Do we have a few extra stakes?
I'm sure we can arrange for some if we don't have some handy. Staking a vampire is a bit difficult. I'd much rather you just simply destroy them than rather waste the time of staking them.
It just might save us from having to deal with too many too soon.
No disagreement there. Use your discretion. I'm sorry, what was that, Arthur?
Does everyone else have a blade?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe the easiest way to deal with them.
It's an elegant weapon from a more civilized age.
Man.
All Arthur does is cock his head. He's never seen Star Wars.
I will leave it to your discretion, Damien, if you feel the need to stake anyone. I'm just simply saying what our objectives is for the evening. As long as you kill them afterwards, there's no problems.
Oh, absolutely. They'll all be dealt with.
Wonderful. Yes, by all means, they'll feel free to, and I'm sure we can arrange for a few stakes for you in particular. That's not a problem.
Excellent.
Is there any other concerns or questions? She notably turns and looks to Rufus.
Rufus remains silent.
Arthur would like to read Rufus's aura at this point.
Okay. Go ahead and make that roll, brother. It's, I want to say perception, empathy, difficulty 8.
Alrighty. That would be 3 successes, Bob.
All right, well, you know he's a vampire. We know that much. That's always good. Get that out of the way. What would you say Rufus's probably major emotional state is, with a hint of something else?
He's probably feeling pretty conflicted, and you know, a little angry.
Okay. More so than normal for a Bruja?
Yeah, probably more so than normal.
Okay, I'm just, because I mean, I'm sure there's a little bit of anger always kind of floating in a Bruja's aura, so it's just a good distinction, that's all. So fair enough. Is that, you good, brother? You good, Arthur?
Yep, Arthur will take a moment to speak to Rufus and say that such things are distasteful but necessary for the greater good of the Masquerade.
So I keep telling myself.
Arthur will only nod to that.
Well, if there's no further questions or objections or any issues, I will see to it that everyone has appropriate transportation if they do not wish to use their own. Otherwise, court is at midnight. There is the Thomas Hampton Gallery. It is a rather quaint gallery that has a very spacious back area. That is where the court is going to be held. She gives you directions. Apollo knows how to get there if nothing else. Otherwise, Rufus, Damien, make sure that you are well fed, and I will meet back here in an hour, as I need to make my own preparations before we leave. Rook will kind of gesture and say, "What about us, boss lady?" She goes, "Yes. I was concerned about your notoriety in this area, Rook, as well. Amy, I think, to be honest, you might be a little too delicate for reconnaissance work." And she looks a little put out by that, but doesn't at the same time doesn't look looks relieved. So I want you to stay here and make sure you have telepathic connection with Melissa, do you mind if Amy gets into your head?
No.
I'll need your connection there, and Arthur will keep us abreast as well, I think backwards. Who do you have connected into your telepathy, Arthur?
I can connect up to 4 people at once.
Okay.
Any 4 that I care to connect, I suppose.
How about we do this then, actually? Amy, you stay in contact with Arthur. Arthur, you keep Apollo and Melissa and yourself all connected while you're at court. That way I can connect, then Amy will be able to connect me, Rufus, and Damien at the same time and still be able to communicate with you all back at court. I think that's how we'll keep that chain alive. So that everyone understand that?
We hold.
Indeed. Given that final preparation, I will leave you all to your devices. If you have any concerns or questions, you know how to get in contact with me or Raj or even Apollo if need be. And she'll kind of nod and head on out. What would everyone like to do with their brief time before stuff goes down?
Arthur's going to make himself look pretty and not like himself.
All right.
I'm gonna go top myself off.
All right, go ahead and give me a hunt and roll, brother.
Melissa is just gonna go back and make it and dress into the dress that she was wearing for going to Prospero's club last time.
Right on. Okay. So you're more conservative. Do I have that?
No.
Is that like?
No,
I missed it.
It's less conservative.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to look young.
Okay. I misunderstood you by the club part. So fair enough. You're looking very neonate instead of very proper. Got it. Okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what did you need me to roll?
Just a hunting roll. So like depending on how he goes about hunting, does he knock people out? Is he a chat type?
More sneak up.
Beat the crap out of him? Okay. Give me a dex stealth check.
I'm not a Ventru, I don't have to be picky.
No, that's cool.
Or you could just ask the Venture to come over here and do it.
Did you want to make yourself look super pretty there, Arthur? I think you need a...
He's going to spend an additional 2 blood.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Right on.
He has to spend 2 blood to make himself raise his appearance higher. He's going for an appearance 5, and he's going to look somewhat effete like a Toreador.
Fair enough. So,
appearance.
all right. I think you're good.
5.
Damien, you get 2 blood, no issues.
Sweet.
I think you kind of crush it, so it's all good.
I still got the 1 in there, but the 3 10s kind of count.
Yeah. And I think it's really for like that. It's like a difficulty 5 or 4 for like the neighborhood you're likely doing it in. I assumed you weren't doing it in a great neighborhood, so it wasn't like you're gonna pop people in the richest part of Providence or something.
No, not particularly.
It's like that's a bad idea. All right, so I think everyone's pretty much set. So what we're gonna do is we're going to split y'all in 2. We're gonna start with the court scene since that's a little bit of talky and might go a touch long, but the rant at the Rusty Bucket will get wet and bloody, or I guess wet and ashy. Wait, not even wet. Not even bleeding.
It'll
Never
just get
mind.
messy.
It'll just get messy, thank you. It's just going to get messy, so that might be a little long. So those who are not doing the court stuff, bear with me here. I'll check in with you, but otherwise feel free to play some solitaire. I don't know. We're going to do the court people here real quick.
I should point out that for purposes of any harpies that happen to read Arthur's aura, his level 6 escape power is the one that allows him to mask his aura.
Okay, right, and you remind me which the two were again. It's like a happiness, and was that right? It was happy and...
It was happy and content,
Happy
because
and
it was unusual to find a vampire that was happy and content.
content. Yeah, those are probably very rare colors across
does
the
that-
vampire's aura.
He pretty much does that just to mess with people.
So, how are y'all getting there? Are you guys taking one ride, two ride? Apollo has his own car that he'll take. Are you guys carpooling or taking your separate rides?
Arthur is going to ride on a motorcycle, as the costume he is wearing with this obfuscate is that of a toreador who tries to look badass but doesn't. So he's wearing a leather jacket that's just a little too new and boots that are squeaky shiny.
Okay.
So a poser, basically.
Fair enough. What's Lance's objectives for the evening then? What's he supposed to do with himself?
Lance is supposed to stay home and get some rest because it will be bloody later, and I'll need him at his best.
All right, fair enough. So motorcycle toreador poser. What's the poser venture doing? What's the poser venture? Is she driving on her own, or is she going with Apollo? What's Melissa doing? Yes, you, the poser venture. There you go. The one going with Arthur.
I'm gonna ride with Apollo, and I'm going to tell Priscilla to get some sleep as well.
Yeah, she's probably already asleep. After like running ragged all that time, she's probably pretty tired now. So fair enough. Apollo, he's driving in like a '90s Lincoln that's rusty. It's very functional and sturdy, but it is not flashy at all. When you get in, he's like, "What's up, Lady Archon? You ready?"
Yes.
Cool. He kind of puts it in drive, and you guys head out. As you gather at the gallery, you can, from just walking up, you can tell there are vampires just kind of walking in the front. And that's already kind of not a really great way for everyone to gather at court, to have all the vampires walk in the front door. But that's certainly what's happening.
It looks like a goth convention.
It looks like a really
everybody
strange,
looks pale.
it's like the most eccentric convention of individuals ever. The citizens of Providence certainly fall into some of the tropes of the gothic punk night. They are dressed very extravagantly and very much dressed to impress. So you both actually quite fit in rather well. You kind of knew kind of maybe what you were walking into, as it does seem like a fair amount of the city is young. As you guys head in with the crowd, you guys try to find a different way in. Just kind of mingle on in. There's just a reasonable line as people are just being ushered in rather quickly.
As my cover here is a neonate that's new to the city, I'm going to stand in line and effect a bored-looking stance while I mess around with my phone.
Fair enough.
It appears Arthur has discovered Candy Crush.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll occupy his time. Does Melissa just kind of fall in? Apollo does something kind of similar. He just kind of, parks the car, gets out, makes sure he's got his, his gun, and just heads in the line, just very much waits.
Melissa is, seeing that the crowd just going in looks kind of weird. Melissa's gonna scan scan the whole crowd again.
Well, you can try, since they're standing still, she'll be able to, one at a time, get the crowd. She won't be able to scan so much a crowd of auras and get them in a bunch at a time. But she will there's no reason to roll a bunch of dice. She'll eventually just get at least confirm that the people in line are almost all vampires. There are maybe a few ghouls that you can tell by their aura. Otherwise, it's all vampires. There does seem to be a nominal security force that's keeping the public away from the line, but the eccentric nature of the line really is what keep people away from the gallery. So it's not great. So you guys get ushered in.
Yeah, Melissa's gonna try to see if there's other ways in.
Sure. It doesn't take too much effort to find some alternate ways into the gallery, either by a service entrance or even just into their alternate, like a side entrance in that way, not just even like a back service entrance, like a side entrance. And there does seem to be a few vampires going in that way as you kind of check auras as she's tend to do. And oh yeah, I guess a few people are smart enough to come in this way.
Well, I'm just thinking, security is horrible here.
It is pretty
I
atrocious.
could have snuck. So basically, I could have snuck in explosives and they won't notice.
Yeah, you could have totally snuck in the corridor and blown it up. That's something that easily could have happened.
That's so Melissa's a bit scared.
Yeah, no. That's why the city's being cleared. So Melissa gets herself in much faster than Apollo and Arthur, but they get in relatively about an hour or so later. The mingling.
And Melissa's also gonna kind of pretend that she's younger,
Okay.
and talk a bit and socialize a bit.
Go ahead and give me a charisma plus etiquette roll. Your difficulty is 6 since you've gone through so much effort to play the part. I assume Arthur's going to do the same, so why don't you go ahead and roll that for me, brother?
Balls, I have no etiquette. Okay. Should be fun.
Oh, there it is.
He introduces himself, by the way, as Terrence Locke, or Terry the Toreador.
Terry the Toreador, very nice.
I thought I really.
No, it wasn't terrible.
No,
I
that's
thought
actually all right.
I thought you named something Raven.
Well, what?
I thought you picked the name with Raven in it.
So Terry the Toreador does actually a fabulous job mingling and making friends. As Providence is a Toreador city, he's quickly welcomed in for his very outgoing presence, and I have a sneaky suspicion Arthur is rather decent at this, so he's playing the part rather well. Got the look, got the jewelry.
Yep.
And so you're actually maybe surprising himself a little bit of how well he's doing.
He has a fair amount of performance, so.
Okay, and here's Melissa's.
Okay. Well, she navigates exceedingly well. You play up the angle of being the young neonate, but manage to be rather deferential and trying to make friends. So you both are quite the outgoing new talks, the new neonates of the town. So you guys are both kind of the talk of the town as far as, oh, look, some of the people who are going to acknowledge themselves tonight or do made a nice splash into the scene. So you go about meeting most of the I don't want to call them dregs, but the plebes of the city, if you will. The Primogen and the officers of the court don't seem to be mingling right now, and the Prince Castor doesn't seem to be here either.
I'm quite all right with that. I'm not going to go too close to any of them in case they're elders that might be able to see through my charade.
Okay.
But Melissa's gonna look. Where are they?
The Primogen?
Yeah, if they're not there, she would kind of ask, where are the others, basically, because these are their domains. Where are they?
Most people just assume that they're in a Primogen council meeting before court. That's what they usually do. Is the general answer you get. They're in the back, basically.
Okay, this is a gallery. What kind of place are we again, by the way? out of character?
Just very provincial art gallery. The gallery itself has got some really kind of modern paintings. Its
Okay,
selection is meager, and the talent is kind of in question. It does seem to be more of a cover, a place for everyone to gather rather than a real gallery in that regards.
okay.
Most,
Back to art critiquing with other neonates then.
okay.
Hopefully I could find. Hopefully I can fast talk myself.
Well, your
And
etiquette
I,
roll went pretty well.
oh,
So
nice.
there's some mingling for a little while, and eventually a how to describe him, a bro comes through the back door. He's probably about 6'8". He's a big guy. He lifts. He's got the really kind of spiked hair with the bling, and he goes, "All right, they're ready." And everyone seems to fall in behind him. Um, just under kind of casual conversation from the both of you, that's apparently Anthony. He's the sheriff of Providence. He's of Clan Toreador. And you'll file into the back, which is much larger. It seems like the back area's excuse is an archive, a personal archive of some nature, and has rather extensive, large pallets of big crates. It almost has a very secret society feel as you'll navigate through these tall, crated, palleted areas and come to a middle area that's free and clear of most uh, art or any kind of free standing desks or anything of that nature. It's just a big open cement area kind of encompassed by these pallet shelves. And you're gathering that the individual standing opposite of everyone and the one individual prominent is Prince Castor and the Primogen. Based off the dossier that everyone got from Warwick, everyone seems to meet that. Prince Castor welcomes everyone to the court and begins like, "Good evening, everyone, and I thank you for coming." And before he can really get anything else out, there are shouts from the plebes, as it were, saying, "What about the video? What's going on? What's happening?" There's a lot of just general shout back at him to find out what's happening with this video.
Arthur will join the shouts.
Okay. And Castor's like very dismissively waves them off and says, "It's all well in hand. I understand everyone's very concerned. There's more murmur and kind of shouts of it's a problem. What's going to happen? It's what's this breach of the masquerade? There's a lot of these shouts of concern from everyone. And again, he's trying to dismiss it down. He says, everything is well in hand. I have spoken with some individuals who are in control of such videos, and they have assured me that things will be taken care of well in hand, and that it will no longer be an issue for any of us." And there's more talking and concern, and he goes, I understand that the nature of this breach is problematic, but we are a young city, we are a modern city. I have the contacts and influence necessary to handle this. I understand everyone's concern. I need Arthur to give me a perception plus awareness roll for me, please.
Coming right up. Probably nothing. 9 and a 1.
Damn. Okay. So one thing that you think is a bit unusual is the Toreador Primogen has a mascot. The Nosferatu Primogen has a mascot. That's not particularly unusual, but the Toreador Primogen has a mascot.
I will aura scan him.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
Oh, hold on. Let me roll that again with just a clear.
Let's find my notes. Just closed out of me, so I'll need to get him open to get his name again.
I got a 9, a 1, and a 7. So
Sadly.
here's a sidebar in the obfuscate section that talks about obfuscate versus auspex.
Okay. Right. So the perception, the aura check, sadly, with the 9 getting canceled out, you can't even really fight his aura because you needed 8s at least.
Oh. It's definitely unusual.
The Prince Caster continues for a time, again trying to reassure everyone, and once he kind of makes the last kind of proclamation, he's like, I think we've discussed this enough. I assure you that I have this all well in hand as far as resolving it, and everyone has nothing to be concerned about. Once it moves from there, it moves into city business, and the Ventru Primogen, Noel Knox, this is the sire of Alexia, which was the subject of the video, steps forward and says, I just also want to make sure everybody knows that I've taken care of Alexia. It's fine. There's no problems, right? She'll be laying low. Got it handled. And then he kind of just steps back. He, at one point, Prince Castor asks for the acknowledgments of new kindred in the city. You guys get into line, as it were, and make your acknowledgments. Do you say anything in particular to him when you make your acknowledgment?
I just say that I hope our being in this city and being part of his court will be a long-term thing, as I like the way he handles business.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. I've heard you certainly made a splash this evening with your introduction, so I look forward to getting to know you more, Terry.
I'll just bow and the coat will creak because it's brand new leather, probably bought the night before.
Okay. All right, and you head on back. Does Melissa say anything in particular to Castor while he's doing the acknowledgement?
Melissa says nothing special in particular. Just.
Okay. He just bids you welcome. He acknowledges you in the city. You may stay within the city.
But while she's up there,
Mm-hmm.
closer to the prince and possibly the Primogen, she's gonna aura scan them again.
Okay. Why don't you first give me first a charisma plus subterfuge to keep yourself talking long enough to aura scan them all.
I'll be right back.
Go for it, brother. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. So you keep Castor talking with some, nice poetic, flowery compliments and playing off of your big splash that you made. So you can keep him talking. So why don't you go ahead and give me an aura check, at least on the prince. I assume that's probably one of the first ones you want to do. And who else is crucial for you to understand their emotional state? Since all of them will be pretty guarded.
Well, the Nosferatu Primogen, the Toreador, and then the Ventru.
Okay, so go ahead and give me the first one for the Ventru. Perception plus empathy, difficulty 8.
Perception plus.
Next time, make sure you clear your previous dice roll for me, please.
No.
So that's 4 successes. Do I have that right? Where the last one stopped? So Yeah, or I'm sorry, yeah, 4 successes. So off the Venture Primogen, he's definitely a vampire. He is nervous as shit. He's scared shitless as well. So there's a kind of nervous energy and an absolute fear in his aura. And with another 4, let's try to think of what else. He's being deceitful about what he just said. That's very obvious. Like something about it is not true,
Okay.
and very not true. Like very lip servicey. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's pretty much where he's at. That's a lot, I think. He's screwed up. He's scared, witless. He's incredibly nervous, very paranoid, and he doesn't have as much control over his child as he's saying. This is what it looks like.
Boy. So I didn't check the prince yet.
Nope. Go ahead and do that.
Prince, Toreador, Primogen, and Nosferatu Primogen.
Yep. Just go ahead and make the next roll, though.
Better? Oh well, I blind myself, I guess.
Yeah, you botch on the prince. So yeah, you attempt to see his aura and get blinded by it, and we'll just take a little break on the aura reading for a little while as your eyes are trying to adjust to the light. After Castor makes all the final acknowledgments, he says, "I thank you for your attendance. I bid you good evening." And at that point, everyone's allowed to disperse and speak here as the Primogen begin to mingle with their clan. And most of the clans section off pretty fast to speak to their Primogen. Does Terry and Melissa join in with their clan as appropriately?
Terry does. Does he get one more chance at reading the Toreador Primogen's aura?
Yeah, go for it now. It sounds fine. What about you, Melissa? Are you going up to the Venture, or are you going to go somewhere else?
I'm going to go up to the Venture slowly. Because I'm still waiting for my eyes to adjust, and at the same time, I'm gonna see how much Venture went up to the Primogen.
Okay. There's about 9 Venture altogether, not including Noel. So you makes 11 altogether. Though I should say, yeah, that's okay. With the Toreador, there are 15 not including Terry or the Primogen, so that together now makes 17.
Okay.
His aura is that of a vampire, and it is content. It's almost pleased.
What would it take to try and see through his mask? What would I have to roll for that?
I was doing just a perception plus awareness roll to pierce it.
I'll try one more time.
And then it's based off, I want to say his... Oh, is it his stealth? The dex stealth? Perception stealth? Is what I was basically doing it as the die pool for the difficulty.
I'll try it one more time.
Yep. So your Toreador Primogen is Rowan Asher Porter. He is supposedly the child of Prince Castor. When you pierce his mask, what was very much a similar effect that you had, where your appearance is way better than your own naturally. This Rowan is what appears to be a man in his 30s with an impeccable jaw and very clear blue eyes, becomes a very tired man in his 50s with kept hair, but it's definitely of a style from not of the century. It's from long ago. And that's where the smugness is on his face, where Rowan Asher Porter, is very, tight-lipped and very social, but very kind of controlled. This other person behind the mask is very pleased with himself.
Okay. I'm suspicious of him a little bit, but I say nothing more.
The clan business goes relatively fast, given that both of you don't necessarily have a great context of all the nonsense they're talking about. you just kind of take it in. People are concerned about the video, but otherwise they're more interested about their own petty stuff once they get close together. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of talk about the breach or what that means to them once everyone gets into their clans. The business will take up a reasonable amount of the remainder of court, and everyone begins to disperse back into the gallery after about an hour or so as certain individuals begin to leave. But it does seem that it is tradition for Kindred to linger here in the Elysium and just socialize after court. The Primogen do remain in the gallery and mingle with most of the clan. It does seem like it is traditional for most of the city to stay. There's only a few people who leave, and they don't seem to be of any real import.
I'll take a moment to introduce myself to Rowan and say that I look forward to serving him in the clan, and then I will make my way out, as I am of no import, so I have real no reason to stay, as it were.
Okay. So you wander off. Melissa, what is she doing?
Her eyesight adjusted, right?
Yeah, sure.
She will try to listen in on what the venture clan business is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is it just mostly city business related, or is there can
not really, just mostly internal clan politics, mostly.
Right.
Kind of what you might expect. You're just showing up. They're just kind of bickering over who owns what domain and who encroached where and who's not respecting whose status. Pretty standard stuff.
Oh wait, yeah.
They don't seem particularly concerned or upset about what had happened with the video. They are just going about their business.
Nobody is trying to snatch up whatever Alexandra's domain was.
No, they're just going about their own business in that regards. There's almost a very kind of blasé feel with the venture as far as dealing with this issue.
Venture be venture.
Mm-hmm. So Melissa listens for a while. Does she make her way after they're done?
The telepathy is in where telepathy connection is open, right?
Yep. To Amy.
Through Amy.
And Jeremy and Apollo. Everyone can talk to each other.
I'm gonna see if I can connect to Arthur and ask him if he's found anything that I could help look at.
Okay. So Arthur's talking to his clan, heading on the way out, getting on his hog, and Melissa's voice kind of comes into the back of his head, saying what?
Your Majesty, have you been at court?
I was just there with you.
I'm still there. What I found is that the Ventru Primogen was lying. That's for sure. What about you? What have you found?
Did you know that Honda and Harley both begin with H, but only one is American?
I know. Is that all, Your Majesty?
Oh, the Clan of the Rose is led by an old man, not a young movie star. And then she will begin to hear the sound of Arthur making the in his own head.
Okay.
Okay.
Does Melissa say anything else, or is she genuinely confused by the motorcycle noise?
I will say, don't make that motorcycle noise in your head. No one else can hear but us.
It is for me, not for you. If I stop, the motorcycle may disappear. And he continues to do so.
Okay, I'll stop. Okay, I'll stop bothering you.
I will allow Amy to hear that conversation, both sides.
Okay. She effectively does. You can't hide it from her since she has to basically make the link for you both. She's just kind of in the background somewhere.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna think, okay, mentally connecting with a Malkavian is bad, I guess.
Slightly unpredictable, perhaps. Yes.
Yeah.
No. So I'm just gonna step back and hang around in Elysium.
Okay. So as Melissa hangs out in Elysium, what is Arthur doing as he leaves?
Arthur is heading back to Lance in their hotel room. He is going to make sure that his blade is oiled and sharp because he thinks he'll be using it before the night is out.
Okay. So he's prepping for a fight. Fair enough.
Yep.
And Melissa hangs around and makes small talk with some of Providence residents, mostly the younger vampires. After which, what will she do as people disperse for the evening?
Before leaving, I'm gonna ask them to guess how old I am.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna ask them to guess how old as a vampire I am, because I want to tell how good I've been acting. I want feedback, basically.
Okay. Most of them will make a guess. Like 20 years, 10 years. I mean, some of them don't think it's. Some of them don't really respond. Since it can be considered rude, but since everyone's kind of already young, it's not like everyone's really old. That's at least their impression.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
And then nothing.
Okay. All right. So Melissa makes her way, and what does she do as waiting for the regroup?
Well, I'm going. Well, I'm gonna look. Well, I'm just gonna.
Okay, we'll move on. It doesn't seem like she's got anything. You don't got anything in particular from Melissa. That's fine. It's not something you can just have her chill out and wait for the meetings. No big thing. So we're gonna move on to the other guys. You guys, Damien and Rufus will show back up in the conference room an hour later. Rufus is there. I'm not sorry, Rufus. Wrong R name. Raj is there, chilling at the end of the table, eating some McDonald's. You guys show up relatively the same time. What's going on?
New night, same thing.
Yeah.
Right. You guys are really old. I keep forgetting that.
Perhaps you're just very young.
Yeah, that's probably it too. I haven't seen the boss lady yet, so y'all taking different cars? Are we carpooling?
Might as well carpool. Doesn't make sense to arrive separately. I'll do my best to kind of fuss my hair to look like a Brucia.
Or just kind of mess it up a little bit more. Just keep going.
Just a little bit.
Keep going. No, okay, whatever. Within a few moments, Lucen will come in. Her Majesty is on. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So we're gonna hop up, and y'all will get into the same cars. There's basically some big bulletproof SUVs that she has to take you all there if you're going to want to drive with her.
Sure.
Okay. So it takes you maybe about an hour or so because you have to get across town to get to the docks. But you eventually get to a place called the Rusty Bucket. It is a union dive bar for dock workers. It's been around since the 60s, so it has this kind of real rundown, never fixed up kind of feel to it. But it's homey and it's full of activity. As you guys are pulling up just down the street, there is some loud music coming from there that doesn't seem to match the front, as you know, this very doom 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 doom. That doesn't really match the front of the building. There isn't, by contrast to the court, there isn't anyone loitering outside. It seems that the general dock area in and around here is quiet for this time of night. There's plenty of parking, so there isn't, and there's plenty of cars, so it doesn't seem unusual for you guys to park as far away or to be rolling up as you are. Lucen kind of turns amongst the group. I'm going to have Raj stand outside and make sure no one runs out the front. Do either of you have a particular approach you like to do when it comes to these kind of things?
I find the straightforward way is usually the best.
So you'll take the front.
Sure, I'll take the front.
Rufus?
I just have to look him in the eyes while I do it.
All right.
Front door, back door, doesn't matter.
All right. Fair enough. So, Damien, why don't you come in the front with myself? Rufus, there is a service entrance where a lot of the deliveries come in. Come in through the back. Make sure we have that covered as well. And we should hopefully be able to take care of this in short order. It is my understanding that there is approximately 8 Bruja in there. That should be most of the Bruja themselves. There is a small Anarch contingent that might be there that might boost it up a few more, but it shouldn't exceed just 10. They are rather young and inexperienced, so I can't imagine they'll give any of us too much trouble, but an army of ants can bring down a spider.
As far as ghouls, do we know if they have any here?
It's assumed that the staff is ghoul, but not combat capable. They might try something, but should be even less of an issue or a threat than the Bruja themselves. But it is a good thing to consider.
So basically anyone that looks aggressive goes down.
Yes, no one leaves the building alive is the objective.
Fantastic, I can do that.
Good. Raj, Damien's stakes, and he pulls out like from a backpack, gives you 3 stakes, expertly sharp, mahogany.
Did they smell of rich mahogany?
Yeah, it's teak even. So, it's a fairly easy way to get to the back. Lucen is just going to walk through the front door is the idea.
Yeah, I'm just going to walk around back and, kind of go in the door.
Okay. So we'll do Rufus first. You'll kind of head to the back. There isn't a whole lot of activity. There does seem to be a human bouncer out back, a big fat guy with tattoo, bald head, biker leathers. And it sees you walking out and goes, "Hey, private party."
That's okay. I've been invited.
Yeah? What's your name?
My name's Rufus.
I don't got no Rufus. Don't know no Rufus. Won't know no Rufus. And he kind of points to you walking back down the alleyway.
Yeah, I just kind of pick him up one-handed and walk him through the door.
Okay, fair enough. He's like, what? And I mean, you just like lift him up without any effort at all.
Yeah, I'm just like, look, I've been invited. They want me in here.
So you're gonna like lift him up. He's like, hey, what the hell? And he's trying desperately to pull you off, but that's never going to happen. as he's clearly breathing and has flush color to his skin. So he's pushing back through, and you're just going through some of the back area. And there's another guy, real skinny, in his late 40s, a couple missing teeth, and he looks up as he's like moving about like boxes around. He's like, hey, you can't come back here. And what are you doing with Cole? And you just kind of keep moving back to the front and just kind of ignoring him.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the front now, Lucen and Damien walk up to the front door, and Lucen looks at Damien. If he doesn't go for it immediately, she'll go, chivalry is so dead, and attempt to open the door, and it's just kind of goes chink, 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 chink.
Well, yes, I would try to open the door for her.
Oh,
I am a Southern gentleman after all.
So you're like, she's about to say that, and you're like, no. And you kind of, the door is locked, but of course with a good tug, you just pop the lock. You have like 6 buttons, so it's not really a problem. Just like cluck. It was definitely dead bolted and locked, so you just pop those open for her, and he goes, "Thank you."
After you, my lady.
She walks in straight away, and as you walk in, there's a fairly long bar to your left, and what would be an area for mixed tables and chairs that have all been cleared out to allow for as much room as possible. When you get into the room, there is very, very heavy dubstep playing, as the bourgeois are arguing with each other, but they're so mad and angry about what they're saying, no one's really paying attention anymore. They're just like shouting at each other and pointing and getting really mad. They don't even hear you come in. And there's about 10 of them. There's one that looks like Carter Maxwell, who is the Primogen. You can pick him out pretty fast. And another one that's named Duncan. He's apparently older than Carter, but eschewed all politics, supposedly. So both of them are present with the rest of the clan. Daniel, the one individual who was in the video, is here as well. And he's in the middle of arguing with the Bruiser Primogen, Carter. Lucen kind of looks over to you again and smiles and kind of looks over to where like the DJ booth is, and the music shuts off. And as soon as the music stops, everyone kind of looks at each other and turns and looks to the front door. That's about when Polecat comes pushing through the back door, gets thrown into the mix of them as Rufus comes in through the back.
Looks like the party's all here.
Lucen's Majesty is still up and is like, "Good evening, gentlemen. It has come to our attention that you have no regard for the masquerade, and hereby of the Justicar Council, you're all sentenced to death." Damien, Rufus. All of them look rather confused as far as who the hell this woman is and what crazy proclamation she had. So you get a surprise round. What would you like to do to the hapless bourgeois, confused, to the 19-year-old venturer with Majesty that told them they're all going to die?
I'll cede the floor to Rufus.
Well, I know what I'm required to do, so I go straight after Daniel.
Okay. That's not too hard. Well, you don't even necessarily, we're not going to necessarily go into combat rounds initially.
Yeah.
You just, I assume, spend some blood for celerity and get in there and just kind of start pounding right away on him?
Pretty much. I mean, we have a surprise round. I spend for celerity, and, he says, "My apologies," and then goes to work.
Okay. Daniel is caught off guard by that. And how much celerity does he have?
I have 3.
Okay. So Rufus grabs a hold of a 10-plus-year-old vampire, and with 6 potence and 4 celerity, proceeds to beat him unconscious before he has really much of a react time to react. Just thud, 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 thud. His head gets caved in, and he is definitely no longer moving. There's, I assume that's about when Rufus stops?
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay. What would Damien like to do with his surprise round?
I think I'm going to utilize Arms of the Abyss. So I'll spend my blood point, and it's a manipulation occult, difficulty 7.
Go for it.
Ooh. That's not good. Well, I get 1 success.
So it's like what, a tentacle?
It's a tentacle that's 6 feet long, and it possesses strength and dexterity ratings equal to my obtenebration trait.
Right, that sounds familiar. Okay.
And so I'm just gonna pop it up right next to old Mr. Primogen and take my sword out ready for action.
Okay. Let's see here. We'll then go into initiative real quick and see how this pans out. So go ahead and give me a initiative roll, Rufus and Damien.
That's a wits and dex, right?
It's wits and dex added together and a d10. Does that make sense? You roll a d10, you get the result, you add your wits.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so 14.
Okay.
And I have a 10.
Okay. Imogen. I'm gonna go on. Oop. 9. And Duncan really. He's going to go 13. And she. Oh, is that right? Because it's words of. No, it's more 14. Okay. So, Lucen goes before Damien, spends for celerity, and begins kind of cleaning house. She will, with a celerity of, she'll only use 4, it sounds, because that's 5 blood. She'll basically eradicate 5 Bruja. They don't really stand much of a chance. Damien, you are attacking the Primogen.
Yes.
Go for it.
I'm gonna spend 1 blood for potence and 3 into celerity.
That's right.
And then it's time for him to meet my sword.
Go for it. I assume the tentacle reacts on the same turn you do, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It also just kind of soaks damage like I do. Okay. 5. Alright, to attack.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. The 10s count as 2.
What's the specialty?
Sword.
Yeah, then they do.
Awesome. So, 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm sorry, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8.
Okay, let's get a roll for the Primogen. So that would be 2 off. So that's a total of 6 total. So you hit with 5 extra damage dice.
Awesome.
It's not long for the world.
Okay. Let me see. So 5 extra dice from that, and then my potence just adds...
Automatic, because you spent the blood for it, right?
Sweet.
That's what you said, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, you're good. It's automatic then.
Okay. So I'll roll my strength and... I'm sorry, it's strength plus 2. And then 5 extra dice.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, they don't cancel since it's damage. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12, is that right?
Yes, 12 with my potence.
Oh, the potent omens. Okay, well, he manages to soak 4 of that, which only knocks him unconscious. Instead of, like, outright just decimating him. Yeah. Right now, that's actually 8. So it goes 1 over. So yeah, he's very much in torpor at this point.
Awesome.
All right. Then we go Duncan, the other mage of Brugia. He will come straight on to Damien and try to attack him for coming at the Imogen. Would you like to use one of your things to dodge?
Sure.
Okay, we're looking at 2 successes. Go ahead and roll your dodge for me, sir.
Which one's that?
It's either Dex plus Athletics. Dex, Athletics, Brawl, or Melee. Can be a dodge, whichever is your best skill. I assume that's going to be Melee for him.
Yeah, melee's gonna be good.
Yeah, so he manages to hit. All right. Okay. So in his frenzy, he attempts to wail on you, and does a total of, is that right? 4 bashing, which turns into 2 bashing.
Okay. I have armor on and as well as a fortitude. So.
That bounces. All right. It's gonna have to do something better than just hit you.
Yeah, my armor's at 3, I think.
Okay. Rufus.
Rufus shakes his head, says, "What a waste." Stands up, pulls out his sword, and kind of waits.
Okay. Fair enough. No. Yeah.
You know, he really does not want to add to the death toll. So he looks pretty miserable, but he's not about to let Damien or Lucent run into to trouble. So he'll just watch their back.
Okay.
Act if they look like they're in danger.
Okay. Lucent will take her second celerity action, and like I said, she's pretty much going to be occupying killing random Brugia. So that's another Brugia gone. So we go back to Damien. This is your second celerity action. How many celerity actions do you have since you spent 1 for dodge?
I have 2 left.
Okay. So what would you like to do with this action? Duncan is very much there, still a threat, and even in his frenzy, he realizes that his hand is probably obviously not going to be enough.
Duncan's the older one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and let him join his friend the Primogen then.
Mm-hmm. He's going to abort a celerity action to dodge, and hopefully not die.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me your...
I have 3 successes.
He does manage to dodge.
He's a pretty spry old guy.
He is a spry old guy. Ha! Hoo! Ha! Duncan, with his turn, he will pull out what seems to be a like Bowie knife or a kind of a larger combat knife, and goes at Damien. I believe is out of actions. Okay, so cancel out the 10. Did I have that right? You don't. David doesn't have anything to dodge. Is that correct?
I have one celerity left, but
Oh, do you? Do you want to use it to dodge this attack?
sure, might as well.
All right, go for it. I'm looking at 3 right now.
Awesome.
Just enough. So you barely get out of the way as this old man quickly grabs a kind of combat knife and tries to make a quick slash across your face, and you just get out of the way. Nose just missing the blade. Rufus. More standing around?
Yeah, more standing around.
Fair enough. Conscientious objector, is that right?
Yeah, you're reading that right. He's
Okay.
not going to let his team get in trouble, but he's not really going to participate more than he has to.
Fair enough. All right, Lucinda's third action, she will kill some folk. Is Damien out?
Yeah, but does my tentacle still get in action?
He does. Yeah, let's go for it. We didn't take it initially. You should have gone on your first turn, but we'll just take it now. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Hit Duncan.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it uses for attack.
Isn't it just the 6? Wouldn't it be just like a 6?
Up to an abrasion, I think, yeah. So... Oh, gotta clear that. Awesome.
Yeah, that hits him. You got no more way to dodge.
Okay. And it does strength +1. So 3, it looks like.
Okay. So he managed to hit him about the head with the tentacle, but he seems to be doing all right still.
It constricts him.
Or does it? Okay.
In order to break the grasp, he has to do a strength roll against the tentacle, difficulty 6.
Fair enough. All right. It's a new initiative order with a new round, so whenever everyone go ahead and give me a quick roll. I don't need to do this now. Jesus Christ. Okay, what did Damien get?
A 7.
Not so great this time. What about Rufus?
Nope.
13.
All right, that's a little better. All right. So it will go. The rabble are basically going at the end, and Loosened is at the beginning, followed by. Also, I didn't declare backwards. I forgot to do that actually. Loosened, and then it goes Damien, Rufus, and Duncan. So let me try to remember to do that now, to declare actions backwards, right? So Duncan is going to keep coming after Damien. He's going to try to break free, mostly, and then just attack him with all his might. Yeah, so what will... Why did that totally out of order, didn't I? Well, it doesn't really matter. So why don't we just go ahead and go with what Damien's going to do?
Okay. I'm going to spend 2 points into celerity.
Okay. And Rufus, what are you planning on doing? And I assume you're still just going after Duncan. Rufus, are you still conscientious objector?
Yep, conscientious objector. No blood for celerity this round.
Okay. So what's going to happen is Lucen is going to keep with the killing, but two individuals are going to make a break for it at the back on their turn. Yeah, otherwise, Lucian's going to just keep on with the killing. So we'll go at the top of the order. Lucian does the killing. Duncan is going to try to break free. You said this is a strength check, was that right? Get that right?
It's a resisted strength roll, difficulty 6 for each.
Okay. And I got the words. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So I think it's still constricted. Or he's still constricted, I should say. That would be action number 1. Rufus, what would you like to do?
Can I get between the back door and the people trying to flee?
Yeah, easily with your initiative order and your celerity, that's not a problem.
I will move there and attempt to stop them when they come by.
Okay, so you're going to move there, and these that will at least be that turn as you're moving there.
Yeah.
And you're going to position yourself in such a way that they'd have to go through you.
Pretty much.
Okay, right on. Damien, what would you like to do?
I'm going to take a swipe at my old buddy there that's constricted.
All right. And don't forget to take the tentacles turn this time.
Yeah.
So go ahead and do yours first. He's not dodging, which is not terribly surprising.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay. This is probably going to go poorly for Duncan.
Is my potent still active, or do I need to spend blood for that?
Each round to make it automatic. You can roll dice for it without spending blood, but if you want it to be automatic, you have to spend blood.
Okay. So I'll add the potence check in there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5. So the 10 and the 1 cancel out.
This was damage, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't cancel on damage.
Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if the 10 still counts for 2 for my specialty, it puts it at 7.
It doesn't count for damage, though. Only for
Okay, well, 6.
All right.
And Tentacle's gonna roll damage.
Go for it.
Uh, 4.
Okay, he's sitting at 5 wounds at the moment. So between your hacking across his chest and the blacky inky tentacles squeezing what little frame this vampire has left, just kind of constricting, and his eyes are kind of starting to bulge out, and his bones are cracking as it can just like a python. Lucen is still killing folk and still seems to be pretty preoccupied in doing that. I should say the 2 at the end of the initiative. One is going to try to get past Rufus.
Okay.
Push him out of the way, which is kind of laughable.
Usually, but yeah.
But yeah, given that he failed, so don't worry about that one. The other one will try after his friend is an idiot. He did a little better. So this is the only one we have to worry about. He's basically trying to push Rufus out of the way so he can just get past him.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just... Can I just spend a blood for potence and, out-muscle him, or...?
Sure. It's not so much about that you're going to just try to... You're not going to, right, so you're just going to let the roll happen. So what we'll do is you can go ahead and give me a strength, probably brawl in this particular case roll.
Strength plus brawl, you said?
Yeah. And you spend blood, that's the automatic, otherwise you just add your potence in.
Yep.
That's not a bad roll for him.
Yeah, I'll spend the blood for potence, but...
Okay.
And that should be the rest of it.
Yeah, it's 6 to start, and he only has 4.
Oh, yeah. So.
So as soon as you spent the blood for the potence, pretty much the contest is over. If you just were to roll it, that might have been able to get his ass out of it with that roll, but nope.
Nope.
Yeah, he tries to push you out of the way, and you just grab a hold of him.
Yep.
Okay. Back around to Lucin's Killing Folk. Duncan, he will... I should probably first roll to do this. Okay, he's not frenzying, which might have helped him since the wound levels would have gone away. Alright, because he's at 5, so what would that even be? Can he even get out of it? Alright, I guess I'll have to pump blood to make that 2. I can't even do that with... Oh, you can do that. Okay. So, alright. This is his pathetic roll to get out of the tentacles. Yep, still in the tentacle. Alright. Rufus, what do you do with the guy you got?
Sorry, I don't have the rule book open. Does Dread Gaze cost the blood?
I do not believe so.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be just a charisma plus intimidate.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to give that a try. Just to force him back into the room like, you don't want to go this way, buddy.
Fair enough. Go for it.
Not really sure he wants to turn around and head our way either.
No, I know.
No, but, you know. So, I got a 1 in there, but I think I got enough to...
Dread Gaze him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I assume you got to let him go once he's terrified would be the only problem. He can't get himself free.
Yeah. I mean, if he's going to go the other way, I'm going to let him go.
As soon as it seems like it takes, you're like, okay, go.
Yeah.
And he, bares his fangs and hisses and tries to sprint back the other direction.
Shall I send him running right back at Loosened, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Damien?
Repeat. Old Mr. Duncan's starting to annoy me.
He's hanging in. He's hanging on.
Just hanging around. No, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the blood for potence to add the bonus. One, two, three, four, 5 successes. I'm sorry, 6 because of the 10.
All right. Proceed to ellipticate.
+2. One, two, three, 4, 10 damage with potence.
Okay. Yep, he's in Happy Torpor Land. He managed to actually kind of hurt you. That was kind of different. Kind of a shot. Okay. The other, that would be that initiative round. You have 1 celerity action left. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the same with Rufus?
Nope.
Okay. The reason why I say that is the other Bruja, now that you were occupied with that one, makes it out the back.
Okay. I guess I'll have to chase him down next round.
Let's see. Top around Lucen is truly a blur of motion, and as she comes in contact with a vampire, its head just leaves its body. And as Rufus turns around, to kind of look at the one that fleed away, the one that he dread gazed just gets its head lopped off as it comes near her. That would have been Duncan, so now it's Rufus.
Yeah, but I'm out of celerity action, so.
Oh, okay. Damien?
Okay, so Duncan's in torpor, so is Carter. Is there anyone left standing in the room?
There are two neonates left. One is making its way out, where the other one is attempting to fight off Lucen rather foolishly. The only one still left intact is Daniel. He's beside. Actually, I guess the Primogen and Daniel are still alive, right? Are still technically intact.
Yeah, I think they're, incapacitated or, whatever, but they're...
Right. They're effectively still fine. So yeah, those are the only intact vampire bodies. Otherwise, the rest of them have been destroyed at this point.
Okay. So Daniel, the kid from the video, is still alive.
At least intact. His head is concaved in, with these fist marks across his face where Rufus pulverized him.
Okay. If I used my celerity to bolt out the back, could I catch that guy?
You could catch up with him. You and Rufus could basically make the chase without too much issue. I don't know about catch up to him.
Well, I'll just finish off the Primogen then.
Okay, fair enough. Chink. Dead vampire. He ashes, so he was, I guess, reasonably old. All right. Top of the order, we'll just kind of move to Rufus and the fleeing Bruja at this point. What would Damien do in those few seconds now that everything is kind of clear and Lucen is stopping her whirling dervish of death?
Well, I'm just going to make sure that everybody else is dead in the room, and I'm just kind of counting on Rufus to catch the guy out the back.
Okay.
I trust in him and his abilities. So if there's anyone still alive in this room, I'm going to make them hurt.
Like final death?
Yep.
Cool. Rufus, you're chasing after this fleeing neonate. He's making reasonable time, but you're actually fairly aware of where the direction's going, so you know how to keep up with him. Will you be spending blood for celerity?
Yeah, now that he's fleeing and in danger of getting away, I'll be pouring it on. So.
Okay. You can get him without too much trouble. Your celerity is even is much better than his, so he cannot get away. And as soon as you grab a hold of him, it's like he is pleading for his life. Please, please, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Just fucking leave me go. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to say anything. I didn't see shit. This is basically how he's been talking to Rufus.
Yeah. Yeah, he would beg for his life, wouldn't he?
He was
yeah, he's crying too, huh?
Little blood tears.
Oh boy. Did he make Yeah, I'm just gonna bring him back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. This is out of my hands.
And he's just caterwauling the whole time. Let me go, please just let me go. Come on, man, fucking let me go. And he's trying desperately to pry loose, but even without spending the blood for the automatic successes, you just have more potence than him.
Yeah.
You come back in, and there are a large number of neonate bodies, but the key three, which seems to be Duncan, Daniel, and Carter, are dead.
Mm-hmm. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So go ahead and give me a conscience roll, Rufus.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little easier since you deliberately didn't try to do as much as possible. Like, I don't want to kill folk. It's not cool.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, let's
we tried to do our best.
So, I don't know that it's going to be that easy.
Well, you didn't kill him, and you did torporize the other guy. You didn't really help anyone do the killing, and you really just were needing sixes for from what I recall, to make your conscience roll. So that's only really two different. And I'll give it to you since you not only didn't kill Daniel, were the person who actually didn't kill him, but you kind of deliberately didn't do anything during the fight. So it's fine. As long as you act pretty fucking sad about it, we're good. We're good. He's remorseful.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say as an asshole.
Yeah.
So after that kind of settles, it's only been, what, 13 seconds, 15 seconds since she uttered that line and everyone's dead. Mm-hmm. She looks around and goes, well, that went easier than I thought. I'm glad I brought you both to handle those two. Those two would have been difficult while I dealt with these rabble.
Does he still have one, Rufus?
I didn't twist his head off or anything, so I would have just, thrown him back into the room.
Yeah, when Damien killed everybody, he killed Daniel as well.
Yeah. No, the guy I caught.
The guy that he caught.
Oh, my bad. Yes, he's still very much alive.
Okay. I'll go and finish that for Rufus, because I know he seems a little conflicted.
But, he got away. If someone wants to talk to him, they talk to him. If they take care of it for me, then it's out of my hands, I guess.
I'll step up and take care of it.
Okay.
Lucien said no one leaves alive.
No one leaves alive.
Yep.
Okay, so we get that moment as Damien walks over to this kid as he's complaining and asking to be spared, and as Rufus just holds on to him to make sure that he doesn't escape, Damien takes off his head.
Yeah, and Rufus kind of closes his eyes and, cringes a little bit.
There can be only one.
Yeah.
Fair enough. With that moment, Lucien says, well, good work. I don't think we need to do anything in particular here. Suppose we need to make sure these bodies are disposed of properly. I'll get Raj to clean that up. Either of you hurt in any significant way?
Nope.
No.
Right. Well, let's meet us back at the Days Inn. If you would be as kind to help with the disposal, I will go get Raj. And she starts walking to the front door.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Disposing the bodies might be a little too much for Rufus's conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she'll come back with Raj, and they proceed to start gathering up the heads of the vampires and the bodies together, and just taking the SUVs and piling them in the back of the SUVs in the alleyway.
Yeah, Rufus is gonna wipe his sword off and, try and he doesn't breathe, but he has that urge to get some fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just stick his head out in the door, feel the cool evening air, not really be with the bodies.
Okay. They're, given how fast it went down and there wasn't any gunfire, that there's no attention on the outside. What few foot traffic you think are probably homeless individuals, and they don't seem to pay you any mind. Otherwise, it's a fairly clear, quiet night in Providence. Within a few moments, the bodies are collected, and you all will leave the Rusty Bucket and head back to the Days Inn for the meeting. As that is occurring, Lucien will contact Arthur mentally and tell him, that we're meeting again, that the first objective was a success, that there wasn't any spillover, which was good, and there didn't seem to be any issues with anyone fleeing, which was good, which was kind of, if anyone ran, that was going to really be his job, is finding them and executing them. So she's just checking in to see how everything went at the court. So you get that voice, you get the kind of mental recap, and she just asks Arthur mentally, so how did it go at court?
Court, all is well. The prince and his brood are fearful. although they are pretending to be in control.
Anything suspicious?
The Toreador Primogen wore a mask that was hard to pierce. It's my understanding, yes. It's also my understanding that the Ventru was lying when he told us that he had his children under control. I think she may have already ran from the sound of it.
If that's the case, I need you to head to Noel's Haven immediately and find out if that's true.
Myself and Lance will do that straight away.
Good, thank you. Let me know once that's done.
Yeah.
You will likely get out of telepathic contact to accomplish that. Just call me.
Yes.
Excellent. So you and Lance head off to Noel's address, which is a luxury penthouse in downtown Providence. It won't take you too terribly long. The rest of you will regather at the Days Inn. We'll do that scene rather briefly. As you guys arrive, Apollo meets up with Raj and Vincent, and they proceed to collect the bodies and head and start taking them downstairs towards the furnace.
I'll help him out.
Okay. Or I should probably say it's more like a trash compactor. What are these, like the 30s? So they take these bodies down to a trash compactor and basically get them all crushed and destroyed and distributed out amongst all of the close garbage bins. I assume Damien assists in that process.
Yep.
It's not great work, but Raj and Apollo appreciate you helping out.
I made the mess. It's only right I should help clean it up.
Apollo's like, that's cool, man. Most don't do that kind of stuff. Like Raj's like, yeah, I appreciate it actually. Thanks.
And Rufus hangs out aloof like a dick and doesn't help.
Yeah, exactly. He's like all like teary-eyed. That guy.
God, what a prick.
That guy. As they're doing that, Lucen will check in with Rufus in that conference room because they're probably just like sitting in the conference room waiting for them to get done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Melissa can come in at any point in this conversation, and she'll just... So, I thought you wished to just be the one to destroy Daniel, yet you did not kill him. Is there a reason for this?
I would have finished the job. I wanted to make sure the room was safe.
Very well.
Out of the fight.
Very well. I think that's a valid concern, but I would only offer this bit of advice. Our kind are a slippery lot, and where we were assured that these individuals were fledglings and not a great threat if caught off guard, you never know what hidden strengths someone has. I was surprised the individual named Duncan gave Damien as long a run of money as he did, quite frankly. And if that had been at my back, the likelihood of him managing to stake me or distracting me enough to cause a problem was valid. I appreciate your... She looks confused for a moment. Sensibility, Rufus. All too often, most of our kind are depraved and do very little to stave off the inner beast. But you must understand that if you ask something of me, and I give it to you, you will do it. And as much as I understand your concern for our safety, I think you can appreciate my desire for efficiency in our actions.
I understand.
Good. That is all I ask. Otherwise, I believe that went rather well. I was impressed by both yourself and Damien's character. All too often, well, many of your kind, Rufus, tend to lose their heads, where you are evenly prevailed and were able to keep a level head. So that is good. I was impressed by such things.
Thank you.
Though, what did you think of Damien's behavior? You are a respected member of the Camarilla. Do you feel that he has contributed?
He does what is asked. I fear he enjoys it more than perhaps he should.
Hmm.
But that's not for me to judge.
Well, I would ask that you be mindful of it. I have known his sire for a few centuries now, and insomuch Damien. They have always been opportunistic. Reliable but opportunistic. And if you are already seeing signs that Damien might enjoy his work a little too much, let me know if it seems to be getting out of hand. Archons have a certain privilege that goes along with the action, but I've lost a few Archons to madness, so I wish not to have it happen again.
Noted.
And she'll attempt to make small talk with Rufus. We'll talk about his blade, maybe the war, and of course that ends up being just like a really bad subject, and so she backs away very quickly from that.
Yeah, he attempts to entertain the small talk. He appreciates the effort, but yeah, I don't think she goes down a road that really is very helpful for him. So.
No, fair enough. So she realizes she kind of makes that kind of social faux pas, only kind of really making it worse, and she'll just try to quietly bow out of that. Within about 10 minutes or so of y'all just staring at each other, Damien, Raj, and Apollo will come back, and I assume Melissa's been in at one point or in here, and you guys will go over the debriefing of what happened during the court and what happened there, and you guys can kind of explain the events. Is there anything anyone would want to say in particular about the court event, Melissa, or the event at the Rusty Bucket, Damien or Rufus? The retelling?
It went without incident.
Yeah.
Arthur will go on at length until stopped about the fashion choices of each of the individual Toreador.
She'll listen with interest and just eventually ask, which of the Toreadors seem to be the most problems?
The Primogen.
Right. Well, we kind of knew that might be the case.
He was hiding something. I don't trust it.
Well, I think we have our work cut out for us then. Within the next few nights, we're going to need to do the final bits of recon, make sure everyone's where they're supposed to be still, and we will need to make sure to execute this as quickly as possible. Everyone will be given a hit list of individuals that they will be needing to destroy, the topmost being the utmost priority, and as you go further down, less so. We will need to do this within a night. We won't have much of a choice or option afterwards, as with the 21st century, it's everyone's rather interconnected. Does anyone have any concerns or issues or ideas as far as how to address the clearing itself?
Do we want to try to get them all in one place and burn it down, as has been previously suggested?
It's quite possible. The security around the museum is that bad. It's really bad. It could be easily done.
But the more that we get in one place runs a much higher risk of one of them escaping.
And if the security is bad, it also runs the risk of innocent mortal casualties, and that is not our game.
No. But we were also instructed that ghouls were to be dismissed as well.
I don't consider ghouls to be innocent.
Well, they'll just have to be, you can collect them if they're hurt.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to gathering up as many as possible in one area and say ensuring the building is destroyed, but we would need to make sure that we find a building that we could ensure its destruction and ensure any methods of ingress and egress from it, lest anyone escape. The Elysiums are reasonable choices, but might draw a little attention.
Banks, prisons, schools, all of them are designed after a fashion to keep things in.
Is this so true?
Another thing of note, the Ventru Primogen does not seem to have his chowder accounted for.
Yes, Arthur informed me of this. He'll be investigating the Haven this evening. If anyone wishes to assist him, that is quiet enough to do so, they're welcome to accompany him. Otherwise, this will be a task set for him.
Go with him if he wants. Wouldn't impose myself.
I will never say no to muscle.
Well.
Very well. You two will head out after our meeting here and ensure that this Alexandria is either staked or kept, or has at least been destroyed and has not fled. Melissa, if you are so keen on finding something to perhaps burn some people down.
No, sir. I'm not pyro.
Good. Otherwise, I think we just need to make sure we're as ready as possible in the next few days. Then we'll begin with the clearing. Does anyone have any questions or concerns for me?
You say,
Madam Justicar.
You say that Project Twilight is in town.
That is correct.
So, do we know what their movement? Do we have any way of finding out where their movements are, so then we can take into account not to track theirs?
The dossier that was provided with Warwick had some information about the agents and their assignment to Providence. As far as their current whereabouts or where they're at, we're not certain. They're likely laying low and just gathering reconnaissance intel on the vampires. If you wish to address that concern, Melissa, that might be something up your alley.
Sure.
Well, given this, I will leave you all to your evening. I will be speaking with you the next few days to ensure everyone is prepared for this. And I will be in contact after Damien and Arthur make their discoveries this evening as far as what's going on, to make sure everyone knows what's going on. Otherwise, I bid you good evening, and we'll speak with you tomorrow.
Good evening, Madam Justicar. I'll stand up as she leaves the room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bow my head.
So she'll leave, and then what's everyone else doing? Anything in particular, Rufus?
I don't know yet. I'm working on it.
Fair enough.
Arthur is going to scout ahead with astral psychic projection to the address that he was given.
Okay. they'll take a little bit of time, but not much, to cross the town through the astral plane. Just a couple minutes as you zoom through the astral providence. Do you do that just in that conference room, or do you go somewhere particular?
This is as good a place as any. I will tell Lance to attend me, and then I will lay down on the conference table, as laying down in the corner would not be as fun. And then I will spend 2 willpower points, as 1 willpower point is taken to activate it, and then a second willpower point guarantees success.
Okay.
I will travel to the Noel's address at 1,000 miles an hour.
So it takes you like a blur of a few seconds, minute at tops, to get to this skyline apartment. It's a nice penthouse that has a picturesque view of the brilliant downtown at night. As you arrive at the Haven, Noel does seem to be there. He is talking on the phone with somebody and just attempting to wrap up as much business as possible is the way the conversations tend to go. Like he's just trying to close out accounts, trying to get things taken care of. He seems to be in a hurry. As you move around the apartment, the one that has been described as Alexia does not seem to be here.
There's my activation roll for you if I need it.
No, it's fine.
Alexia is not here?
Yep.
This I don't like.
All right.
And Noel is here?
Yes.
Does he have the mask up, or is he his actual self?
This is the Venture Primogen, right?
The Venture Primogen.
Oh, that's right, the Venture didn't have a mask.
Okay. That's okay. Just making sure we're on the same page.
Yep. I will take a moment to search this place thoroughly to see if there's any sign that she's been here recently.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and give me a perception plus investigation. What is Damien doing as the Malkavian goes comatose?
I'm going to stay in the room because I'm sure he's doing something kingly or so.
Okay.
So I'll stand guard with Lance, I guess, waiting for him to come back.
Do you talk to Lance at all? Lance doesn't make any small conversation. He just basically watches the door.
I don't really have any ghouls myself, and I don't know. They're kind of human for me.
Yeah, so just like, you keep on breathing there, buddy.
You be you.
Hey, you're doing it so good. All right, let's see. What do you have? That goes to 9. You can tell that Alexia did stay here, and when you poke through like some drawers and some closets, they do seem, one room in particular seems rather empty of clothing. But enough there that you can tell that someone was living there. Make sure I have that detail very clear.
Okay, I'm going to try to read the Venture Primogen's aura real quick before I bounce back.
Go for it.
And he can notice me with a perception plus awareness roll, difficulty 8. He would need at least 4 successes to do so.
Mm-hmm. How many do you need?
He would need 4 because I got 3 on the activation.
No.
Okay.
He's oblivious and upset.
Okay, let's see what that aura perception roll is. I'm specifically looking for marks of diablerie.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope and no. And that's actually a botch.
Yep.
That's so damn hard. So you blind yourself, the astral plane, and trying to see his aura, whatever emotional state he's in, is such in flux and is so prominent that it just kind of blinds you. Head back to the body, as everything's truly a white blur now.
Yeah, I will head back
Okay.
as quickly as I'm able to, as now I'm blind.
Yep. Heading back to the body's not too difficult since you know where it is. Takes you a few moments. So altogether, Damien, he was probably going like 5 minutes. Y'all just kind of standing there. And eventually the ball came and just pops back up.
The daughter has left. And I'm rubbing my eyes, of course.
You're right, my liege.
Yes. Give me the sunglasses you keep in your pocket, Lance.
And you kind of pops them out and kind of flaps them open for you.
I will put them on Horatio Kane style.
Okay.
And I will continue talking mostly to Lance, but also every once in a while looking in Damien's direction so he knows I'm not ignoring him. And I will tell him that I believe that either she has run away or he has destroyed her. He was quite distraught from what I can tell, but attempting to read his aura gave me a flashbang headache.
So is there a reason to still go to this apartment? Other than to maybe dispatch the Primogen?
We should destroy him, and before we do, perhaps we can convince him to tell us what happened to his child.
Sounds like a plan. You want to inform any of the others and let them know of our plan?
I will look at Lance and say, send one of your text messages.
To who, my liege?
The others.
Of course. He proceeds to tell everybody. Melissa and Rufus get a text message with Arthur and Damien's plans where it says, my liege lord Arthur proclaims that the one named Noel Knox shall be destroyed as he attempts to recover information of the whereabouts of the distraught one, the Alexia.
Excellent.
It's like about 4 or 5 text messages all at the same time.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's broken up into a bunch of different text messages.
Yep, basically.
Not necessarily in the right order.
Nope. Like, he's still talking? Okay, whatever.
And
you get a text from Raj and Rook asking if either of you wanted backup.
yes, we need somebody to watch the door and make sure he doesn't escape.
Well, that will immediately get Rook out of it, but Raj is fine with door duty, so he'll go with you guys.
Excellent.
Does Raj have any way to track, like, cell phones or something like that?
No, he wouldn't. Melissa actually is probably the only person with the kind of influence to track cell phones. It's kind of hard.
Well, if we can recover either the Primogen's cell phone, perhaps we can track his daughter, or if there's messages there, we can find information, if he's not willing to talk.
That is an excellent point.
I'm assuming this technology is used for other than cat videos.
It can be, Raja says.
Lance has shown me the skateboard fails as well.
Well, I think we're gonna need to just be mindful of him running. Is that what we're worried about? Is Raj saying?
That's essentially what I'm concerned about. Yes.
All right. Well, I certainly got the front door. That's not a problem.
Okay, then let us meet there in 20 minutes hence, and I'll go out and I'll get in the town car that I came in.
Okay.
I will request a ride with the Liege Lord of Britain.
All right.
I will have Lance open the door for him and then drive us there.
Fair enough. Raj will contact Melissa to make sure that they're going to get some cell phone number probably here from Noelle, and once they do that, she'll need to trace the history and figure out as much as she can about it. So just start talking to whoever you need to start talking. I guess he's what he's asking of the Lady Archon.
I'm just assuming if he's either killed his child or hidden her, that he's probably not willing to talk about it.
Probably not. I was not able to read his aura, which is unusual. It's amazing what one will say when one is pinned down at an eastern-facing window. The early dawn, though. Which is a good thing we have Lance, because he doesn't have to fear the storm.
Well, Raj will say, well, I guess we'll just get to him. So you three head on out. Melissa starts calling people to arrange for a cell phone trace. What's Rufus doing with the rest of this evening?
I'll be right back.
Go for it.
Rufus is going to wait for for any cell phone trace to come in.
Okay.
So he'll just be in a different part of the city, probably hang out with Melissa, I guess.
Okay.
You know, unless they want some help, you know, he just, you know, he'll offer to go, but he's not, you know, not sure he's going to be particularly useful.
Well, they are going to go and probably kill some folk.
Yeah.
If Rufus offers, Arthur will tell him that he would not want to burden his conscience unnecessarily with work that can be done by his teammates.
Okay, so Rufus responds that he'll wait with Melissa to help try and corner Alexia.
There's plenty of busy work that Melissa can hand off to Rufus to make him at least feel useful. That can help her facilitate what's going on. But it is a little bit of busy work.
Yeah, I think he'll actually probably be happy to do that, to take his mind off things.
Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. So Melissa's got him answering text for him as she's talking on the phone, telling him what to say and what emails to respond to with her voice. He's basically being a big secretary for him right now. It's not much difference than him and Priscilla right now, but he seems rather actually getting a sense of cathartic release of being human and almost and the usefulness of it, right? Am I close on that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's not killing someone, he's doing something useful, and, you know, doesn't have to be dead to do it.
Right, yeah, fair enough. So y'all are bonding, doing some masquerade stuff. As those three head to downtown Providence, getting in is a bit of a problem, as it's an exclusive penthouse apartment structure. Raj will, as you guys kind of get up there, say, let me take care of this. And he goes up and he tries to ring a bunch of the doors, and eventually a doorman will come out, and he'll talk to the doorman for a time. And halfway through the conversation, you can tell that something about the doorman's opinion or viewpoint on Raj kind of really shifts, and they become laughing and they're talking, you know, and the doorman's waving Raj in, who's holding the door open and waving everyone else in.
I will join them.
Okay, and he just introduces, yeah, this is my new friend Max. These are just my guys. I know we're going to just surprise our friend Jonathan. It's just up on the floor. He's going to get us in. He's all in. The guy's like, Max like, yeah, this is going to be great. He thinks your guys are surprising some new bachelor. And then, like, Raj, once Max is going by, he's like, you can fix that, right? Okay, good. Apollo usually does that. So you guys will, you know, get him up, and you'll tell him to go up to the penthouse floor. And at first he's a little confused. Raj just like keeps giving this, no, it's fine, man. I know, it's a little weird, but it'll be okay. And you know, he slips him a 50. He's like, oh, okay. And you guys get him up there, and as soon as you hit to the floor, Raj just turns and knocks the guy out.
Yeah.
Oh shit! He needs to be awake for that, right? Fuck. You can wake him up, right? That's cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Little snack.
You're taking 2 blood from the dude.
Might as well. He's unconscious.
Damien had a workout earlier. He might be a little hungry.
What's his willpower? I mean, what's his nature again? What's it again?
My humanity or my nature?
Nature. It was nature.
I don't really remember, I'm sure.
All right, never mind. It's all good. I just thought it was kind of funny. If it is nature, I was going to give you back a willpower, but I don't think you have any spend any, so it doesn't matter. But you go down, like, as soon as he knocks him out, you guys say that Damien just kind of goes down, feeds a little bit. Raj just kind of looks at Arthur. He goes,
Arthur will look impassively at him and wait.
Do Sombra do this kind of stuff? Yes, Arthur, trying to be quiet.
I had a little bit of a workout earlier today.
Arthur isn't trying to be quiet. Arthur is the quietest dude on Earth. He's got stealth 5.
Oh, he's just looking quiet. Okay. Raj was trying to whisper to him quietly, which didn't work, because Damon's like, I had a workout. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry.
Oh, fanatic is what I am.
You're a fanatic?
Yes.
Okay.
Fanatic soldier.
Fair enough. So that only takes a few moments. The doors, the elevator is kind of held open, and Ron says, "I'll wait here, make sure it doesn't run, and make sure the elevator stays here."
Yes. If he comes to, do you have the power of dominate?
Yes, as he raises his fist up again. I'll tell him to sleep.
Close enough. And I will walk out of the elevator.
Okay. Raj will come out. I keep forgetting the man carries a longboard, this big composite longboard with him, so he'll just be out in the hallway just rolling a composite longboard back and forth with him. Maybe drinking some sort of fruity water beverage that he just had like in his pocket. Starts drinking that as you two head up to the front door for Noel Knox.
Front door, probably.
Yep.
I'll have Lance draw his sidearm and step back to the side.
Okay. Thanks.
And I will motion to the door to Damien and say, I believe that your unique talents can open this faster than mine can.
Probably. I'll go ahead and open the door for him.
Okay. Are you going to be spending blood for automatic successes?
I am drawing my sword, but that's about all I'm doing right now.
I was talking to the Potence Monkey.
Oh, yes.
Is he spending blood to make him automatic?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that since I have 2 now.
Okay. So you spend the blood, and with the automatic successes with 6, it gets blown off of its hinges. It's like out of a movie where those doors get blown back somehow from someone just knocking it like a normal person knocking it in. Which would never really happen unless you're a vampire with 6 potence who knocks it down the door and as it goes flying against the opposite side. And you hear a, what? What's going on? You hear from inside, holy shit!
It's
yeah. Arthur will step in and I'll roll initiative, of course.
Okay. He stepped in so everyone can roll initiative.
8 plus 8, 16 is my initiative.
7. I like rolling 1s for initiative.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Well, base is going to go Arthur, Noel, Damien. So what is Damien doing?
I'm gonna spend 2 blood and celerity.
Okay. And your intent is just to get in there and fuck him up?
Yeah, this is the
Declaration round.
no, this is the primogen for
Adventure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Making sure I had the right guy.
Yep. Noel is going to attempt to find out who the fuck is in his place and then probably get the fuck out. If getting the fuck out happens before getting to find out who the fuck is in his place, he will be doing that.
Arthur is going to try to dominate him, and I will spend 1 willpower for that roll. I'm going to use the first level dominate of stop, or freeze, as the case may be.
Okay. So within the first round, you get into the apartment. The penthouse itself, you're familiar with it as you've been in here, so you know where he is. You make a beeline direct there. Did you have celerity to spend?
I do not.
Okay, so you're going to, in this first round, be making it to where you believe he was. So that's what you're going to be doing. It's a big place. You move through this kind of Art Deco living room with all these kind of fancy hipster furniture, and just hopping around and through and making it to the back area where you saw him in his office. Okay. When you arrive there, he is in the process of trying to gather up some money from a safe. And when he sees you, he will take the gun out of the safe and shoot you.
Awesome.
Or not.
Hmm.
Nope. He wanted to shoot you, but that didn't happen. So, Damien.
Since I heard a gunshot and saw where King Arthur just went, I think that's where I'm headed.
Okay, it's not too hard for you to figure out where the gunshot came out at this point. It might be a large place, but that helps you triangulate, and knowing the general direction you went, you can find him pretty fast. You still have 2 celerity actions.
Yes. And I'm going to use them to put the hurt on him.
Okay, feel free to do so. He has no celerity.
Awesome. That makes it even easier for him.
Yes, it does.
I'm going to go ahead and spend another blood for potence this round.
Go for it.
Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 successes.
Yeah. He's not dodging, he is up. So you basically get there, spend your action to come over to him and bring down the sword as his gunfire. I mean, he's basically just depressing the trigger and going, oh shit, has missed. And you hit him, so he's not dodging, so feel free to bring the hurt.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's 11 extra damage die.
Yeah.
Plus your 6 automatic successes.
Yeah. Wow, I get to roll 18 die.
That's kind of excessive.
Yeah, a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15.
15. Okay. Well, even if he soaks that, he's still going to go under.
He's a venture. They do usually have fortitude, so he might not die the first hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, except that he's like all presence and dominate, so he's got like a 2 for it.
I was going to say that's what the second round of celerity's for.
Yeah.
So yeah, with his 2 fortitude and even with his 3 soak, he did 16. So even if he maxes out, that's still 11 damage. So he's out. He's gone. Thanks for playing. What would you like to do with your extra action?
Let's go ahead and look for his phone, since that's why I came here.
Okay, yeah, you can get it out of his pocket.
I'll hand it to King Arthur.
So in a very Quicksilver-like motion, he comes in, kills him, and before Arthur can really blink, he's handing him Noel's phone.
And he's doing that so fast that Arthur is actually beginning to say, I am Arthur, king of Clan Malkavian. I am Archon to the Justicar Lucin, and as a breach of the traditions, I sentence you to death. Thanks for the phone.
Yep.
I will pick up the phone.
Lance comes in, pointing the gun. All right.
This is why I volunteered to come along, after all.
Yes, that was quite effective. I will take a moment to hand the phone over to Lance and tell him to do his technological thing to it. Lance has, I think, 2 dots in technology. Okay. And I will go into the empty room, and I will attempt to use Eyes of Chaos.
Okay. So Lance will go out and take the phone to Raj, and within a few moments, Melissa will get a call with Noel's number, and she can begin the trace process.
What do I roll?
Go ahead. Why don't you give me a charisma plus influence? Sounds pretty good. This isn't too tricky for her. It's a little illegal, but she knows the right people, so we'll say 7.
What difficulty do you want me to roll my perception plus occult at?
And you're just looking at this room where he's been in, basically? Or the empty room that's flat. That's right, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's just a 6.
It's not showing up.
All right, what is it? I'll roll it for you real quick, Grace.
10. I
think you're going to be able to knock this shit out of the park. Yep. So you get, like, his call history for the last few years, if you want it. Who he's been talking to and whatnot. you get the last few nights, and you do get the corresponding number for Alexia, and with that roll, you basically make the same kind of trace. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And you found out that her calls have been coming from outside of Providence. Not far outside of Providence, but outside of Providence.
I got nothing. I got a 10 and a 1, so that wasn't canceled out.
Blarg. Okay.
Unless you count the perception specialty as having 2 for my 10. That's up to you.
Sadly, cancels out the 10 before it gives you 2.
Okay.
So Melissa would know that she's on the outskirts of Providence, some like motel, and not too much difficulty.
She's not in the Days Inn that we were staying in, or she?
No, not in some comical, weird twist of narrative weirdness. Hey everybody, I'm hiding where no one will find me.
Did the Primogen ash, or is his body still here?
No, his body's still intact.
He's not that old then.
Now, is it just that he's unconscious, or is he dead and his body's just there?
He's very much in torpor right now.
I'm going to spirit touch him.
Okay.
If I can get an idea of where, or any interaction done between him and her.
Spirits touching him will unfortunately give the last impression of a blur of motion demolishing you. That's a pretty traumatic event.
I would probably know that since I have Auspec 6, and I would not spirits touch him.
I would recommend spirits touching the empty room. That might give you something.
Yeah, that's my next step, actually.
All right, go for that. What's Damien doing all this time?
Well, you said he was getting money out of a safe, right?
Yep.
I'm going to be looking in the safe just to see if there's anything else. I don't need to take any of the money. I'm just looking for any kind of clue or anything that he's left behind that might give us an idea.
Of her whereabouts?
Yeah.
Okay. Mostly it's important ownership documents and things of that nature. There's 25 grand in there, though. I'm not sure. I can't remember how much resources Damien has right now. 25 might not be about that much.
It's kind of dishonorable for me to take his belongings. I don't really care about his belongings. I'm on a mission.
I got 1 success at a 7.
Okay. The image will show her packing recently, and she's beyond terrified. There's fear, and then there's a knowing that you're going to probably die, and that's where her head is. And so the room is just filled with that, and there is a presence in the room that is kind of has this mentory father or lover kind of persona to it that's very much the source of her fear. But it seems that she's just kind of panicking and running. And whatever this influence is not doing a very good job of calming her down or dissuading her. And so the impressions you get are these, more frustration or anger or more fear and just wanting to run.
I'll come back out and say that she has definitely left, and he is the one who chased her off.
Our friend the Primogen is?
Yes.
Well, I'll go to the door and call in Raj and let him know we have some cleanup to do.
Alright. He's getting off the phone. Melissa's working it as we speak, so that should get us something soon.
Okay.
We better move fast. This is a really rich place, and that was a gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was also a door being kicked off the hinges, so there's that too.
Just a little bit. So, go ahead.
If he is clearly in torpor, I will look at Damien and I will look at him, and I will make a, if you will, gesture. There's no magical waking up the vampire spell. He could be in torpor for centuries. We might as well end it.
Oh, I thought he was already dead. Well, let's go ahead and take that head off.
Okay.
We don't need him.
So you pretty much kill him and essentially take his head off, make sure he's dead. Body still doesn't ash, but he's definitely not in torpor. He's most certainly dead at this point with his head clean off the body. Raj will, he's got enough potence to lift up the guy within short order, so he's just carrying the body and like, all right, we can go.
I will take a moment to do the cross and say a few words in Latin. The Lord's Prayer, basically.
Okay. So you guys head down. You go back to the elevator. There's still Max, who's unconscious. You're like, oh shit, Max. All right, you know what? I better call Apollo to fix this because the cops are gonna show up at one point. Unless you want to take care of it, Arthur.
I will lean over and smack Max awake.
Like, what's happening?
And then I will, as soon as his eyes are open, I will seize his mortal will, and I will rewrite his memory to be something to the effect of, he came up here with us, he slipped as he was coming out of the elevator, he hit one of the rolls in the carpet, and he fell against the door and hit his head hard, and that he should go to the hospital and make sure that he doesn't have a concussion.
Mm-hmm. During that time, Raj will, as you guys head down, he will get into the security room, which has a couple security guys. They're on high alert, and with a little bit of dominate, you basically are able to fix their memories as well. They had already had called in the cops, so they're in the process of calling all that kind of off. And Raj just kind of looks at you, he's like, I've done this so many times in a hotel at this point. He just kind of looks bored by the whole process.
Well, we did tell him we were there for a bachelor party. We could just tell him it got a little rowdy, and that explains the door.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I got 2 successes. I may remove but not alter memory permanently, so I'll just remove the memory.
Yeah, he doesn't, yeah, that's fine. I wasn't even going to make you roll. You could just change it as a mortal. I would make you roll for a vampire, not for like people, it's fine.
Gotcha.
This is what they think now. Okay. So you guys clean that up a little bit, and the cops eventually show up, and you kind of stick around to make sure Max doesn't seem to lose his shit or manages to deliver a well enough story that everybody goes about their business, which does seem to happen. You can leave Raj to do that if you guys wanted to head back.
Yeah. I'll leave Raj to do that as we regroup and find out where this Alexian chick's at.
Yeah, he'd offer to do that at that point because you guys have better things to do.
Yep, and I'll be right back myself.
He's good with the cleanup. He doesn't need any help. Or...
Nope, he'll make sure everything's fine, and if not, he'll make sure you guys know.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can get a beat on exactly where this girl's at.
Again, after probably they're gone for about an hour, and near the tail end of that is when Melissa would find out and triangulate where Alexia is.
Yeah, how far outside of Providence is it?
Not very. Enough that it's a bit of a drive, maybe like 20 minutes or so. So it's like a little suburb.
How much time do we have?
Yeah, so I mean, can we get there, basically?
You could get there, and getting back might be a little tricky, but you could speed.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rufus going to head for it?
Yeah, I think we gotta go for it now, because she's running.
Yeah, I was about to say, if he's going to be nice, this is his opportunity.
Yeah.
Or not nice, as it were.
Yeah, he's gonna, load up Melissa. We gotta go. She's gonna run.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you get Melissa, and you guys head on out. You guys head to, like I said, it takes about 20 minutes to get outside of town. They're in the process of heading to downtown and are probably beating the crap out of the Venture Primogen as you guys are heading and doing this. Melissa's still getting information about the fixes and the tracing and getting a lot of information sent to her.
Okay.
But within short order, you guys will make it to this podunk little Shamrock Lucky Motel. It's entirely run down, something out of the 50s. Um, but there's not a lot of people here. You know the door and the room. She's made some calls from the room.
You think you can get the manager to give us the keys? Or should I go open the door my way?
I should probably go down. I should probably dominate the manager and get the keys first.
That's easy enough.
And of course, figure out which. And of course, So, where do I go? Where do I go look?
So you guys get the key to the room that she's in. Again, you guys have the information. And you erase his memory that basically he's going to forget about what happens in the next couple hours anyway. So he's taken care of as far as a factor.
Okay.
How are you going to handle it?
Yeah. Rufus looks at Melissa and says, how do you want to do this?
I guess, can we... Or can... Is there... So, who wants to talk? Who wants to talk? Does either of you want to ask anything of her about Prospero?
I don't think we're there to say.
Yeah, it's just me. I think more information is always better. But
Okay, cause it would be best if the person asking would knock on the door and the other one go go to the window and make sure she doesn't run the other way.
you want the door or the fire escape?
Fire escape.
Okay, I'll take the front door.
Okay. So Melissa goes around back to where since you guys are saying it's a fire escape, we'll accept it's on the second floor of the motel. She goes up and around to the back area and makes sure that she's covered as far as the egress there, and you walk up to the front door or the front room there and knock. Open it.
I just open the door. I got the key.
Right, you unlock it and open the door, and a very surprised Alexia comes out of the bathroom. She is a reasonably attractive lady. She's got an appearance of 4. She's rather young looking as well, kind of around the same age when Lucen would have been embraced, though she is wearing pretty trendy clothes and seems like she has a fair amount of money. Though it's fairly disheveled, and the room is littered with suitcases. And she just comes rushing out of the bathroom with what it seemed to be like a blanket or something. And she comes rushing out and looks at you, and you look at her.
I say, I'm here to talk.
What? Who are you? What are you doing in here?
I shut the door behind me and I say, my name is Rufus, and I'm an Archon, and we need to talk.
She immediately tries to go for the window behind her.
Well, I'll try and catch her, but I know someone's at the window, so she's not going.
You catch her pretty fast. It's not too hard. You're kind of ready for this, and you're way more strong than her. And as soon as you grab her, she doesn't resist. She's like, please. I know it's really, 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 really bad. I know. I'll just go away. It's fine, right? If I disappear?
I don't know that that's an option any longer. I need you to speak with my colleague.
What do you mean it's not an option? I can just go away. No one will ever know, right? It's just you, right? I can just leave and it'll be fine. No one will know.
I walk her to the back window and motion for Melissa to come in.
She kind of looks at her and you see Melissa kind of in the back alleyway, and she kind of comes back around through the front. Who's that? What's happening? Who the heart? I know you're an Archon. I believe you. I mean, who else would just find me here? But I don't. What's happening? Who are you? Just.
I'd like to know what's happening too. What were you thinking when you made that video, young lady? He's like getting really paternal on her.
I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything would happen. We were just showing off.
He just shakes his head. He's just,
what?
mutter
What's wrong
something
with
about
that?
no one teaches.
Everyone does that kind of stuff. It's fine.
It is not fine.
What do you mean? Everyone just posts stuff online. It's okay, right? I mean, no one's gonna believe it, right? It's just fake, right? No one will believe that.
A lot of people believe it.
She looks really concerned when you say that.
Yeah. So he's just basically he's waiting for Melissa to come in, and
Melissa will come in, but then she'll just walk in. Of course, the door's open.
Yeah, I kind of look at her. You wanted to question her? She just seems to be naive and misguided. It's unfortunate. Melissa, you're muted. Grace.
Melissa will come in and say, okay, young lady. What? Young lady. What? We couldn't find Prospero anywhere. Do you know where he? Do you know? Can you tell us what you know of him?
He's a great DJ. He's really amazing. I thought he was my friend.
Was he doing the video and not you?
Well, it's his idea. It was his site. It was his channel.
It was his site.
Yeah. It was just, promotion for the club and his stuff, and so I was just helping him out.
Wait. Why? That doesn't... Wait, what?
He was just doing promotional stuff to get people to come out to the club and see him spin, so he does all these crazy stunts, and I was just helping him out, because...
Not... top of the radio tower doesn't sound at all related to a club, right? How long have you known him?
I don't know. He's always been around. Last 5 years or so. Look, I'll just go away. No one will ever see me again. It won't matter, right? If I just disappear, it doesn't matter, right? That's what matters if I'm like walking around and someone sees me or something, right?
Look, hon, how do you think it's even going to work out if you're just gonna be able to trust anyone that you know a very, very brief amount of time?
I don't know. It's better than being on the run is better, I'm guessing, than anything that might happen.
Can I detect any lies in here? In what she's saying?
No, not really, no.
Is there do they have any like wooden chairs or desks or anything?
Sure, yeah. You probably got some cheap desk that you can sit at.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking something I could just break a piece off of for an impromptu steak. I'm thinking about moving this to a new location.
Sounds good.
Most of the wood in here would be very hard to jam down her chest. The impromptu steaks don't work out so well. You probably have a steak from this evening. I don't think that's probably too unreasonable, quite frankly. given that the guy who was executing people wholesale wanted a few.
Yeah.
I think the pacifist probably could at least have one.
Have you asked everything you can think of, Melissa?
Yeah, and that's basically it.
Rufus will hold Alexia down and with one arm and drive a stake through her heart.
Okay.
You know, and
she'll freeze with that look of fear on her face. Yeah, those crazy eyes.
we'll wrap her up and ask Melissa if she noticed any security cameras on the way up, or if we're clear to just walk down.
No. There was security in the
office, right?
Yeah,
but
not in here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, knock some things over in the room a little bit, and then carry her down to the car.
Okay.
Throw her in.
That's easy enough.
She'd be a messy kill, so we can't do it here.
Right. So you guys throw her in the back?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just throw her in the back.
Yeah. And you guys head on out. You guys will make haste back to the Days Inn. You'll have to stay there that night. I don't know if you guys are necessarily staying anywhere else, but you'll definitely have to stay there that night. And you get them stored pretty quickly. Go ahead, Melissa.
Well, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that stake. I'm gonna leave Stake Alexandra in front of a window. So
does Rufus let her go?
I just threw her in the car.
But she's taking her once you guys get there.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that she has more questions, I guess.
Okay, fair enough.
He's not really thinking. He's thinking like, shit, it's gonna be light out. We gotta get inside, get her stored. Justicar's child wants to take charge of
her. You're not gonna think much of it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys will head back in and get settled in for the night. Did Damien and Arthur want to do anything as they head back with the few time they would have had, like talk to any of the other NPCs or PCs?
Yeah, I would have tried to keep in contact with them, find out what they had going on.
I think when we were driving back, we certainly would have made a phone call. Let everybody, let someone know at least. Spread the word that we had Alexia and she was immobilized.
Okay, Lance would communicate that to either Damien or Arthur. As they say, it seems the other two found actually where Alexia was and have her staked.
But still no news on Prospero.
No news on Prospero. So you guys will head back to the Days Inn, and I think that's probably as good as any place to stop for tonight, as it's midnight on the East Coast.
Yep.
Right on. Well, I think this was a good evening. Everyone can take 4 eep.
Nice.
Awesome.
And then the idea is we'll be playing on the 16th to avoid the 30th for Jeremy. Is that correct for everybody? That good for everybody?
I think that's what we... Was it the 16th? I thought it was the 23rd. I can't remember.
Is the 23rd? Because that's like the only person we really talked to is Dan. Does either of those days work for you?
The 23rd does not.
I'm trying to check my calendar. I don't remember what I put down.
I think the 16th.
Well, I don't think we need to make anybody watch us deciding what schedule we're doing.
Okay.
But it's been a good game. We'll talk offline here as far as when, but good stuff, guys.